tonight be stopping in Bakersfield at Derek's place. That's gonna be real cool. It's always good to hang out with him and talk shop and plan future projects for the Odyssey world. So looking forward to that.
That's the other weird thing, where they were selling verified accounts. So like you could pay someone and they would get you verified. People were spending like $5,000, $10,000.
All right, just rolling into Derek's place. Been a long day of driving, but finally got here. Here's his, I don't know if you can see it. He's got a track and everything. He's got quite the setup. Hope to do some videos, kind of show what he's got with all the Odyssey stuff and everything, but got to talk to him first. But anyways, glad to be here. Hopefully gonna get some dinner and sit back, relax, and talk Odyssey stuff. All right, folks, so this is day 2 of our adventure. Got into Derek's last night, had a great time, went to get some barbecue, awesome food, and hung out with Derek for a little bit. So this is his place here, just to give you a little preview of what it looks like. He has got quite the setup. Got his own personal track there, and he's got a huge shop and everything. Derek has got a lot of passions other than Odysseys. I think he's into motorsports, all sorts of racing and stuff like that. That's his shop. We're gonna get a little tour, I think, in a little bit, and take a look at kind of some of the stuff that he's got going on here. So it's gonna be a lot of fun showing you guys all this stuff, and hopefully at some point we used to do some like get-togethers and stuff here at Derek's place, and he still wants to do those, but we just got to get a good enough crowd to justify the effort. So keep that in mind. We might mount something in the future, and if we have it going, come here and have a good time. He's got all the stuff, all the tools, everything to get your Odyssey worked on, all the parts, all that sort of stuff. So they're fun events, but we just got to get people to it. So anyways, with that, there's the old Ford and the camper, and of course the Odyssey's in the background. Everything held on through the drive, and so the plan is this morning we're going to go hang out with Derek a little bit, kind of shoot some video and seeing what he's got going as far as Odyssey parts and all that sort of stuff. All right, how you doing, folks? So made it to Derek's, and we're here. We're going to check out his place real quick. So those of you that have never seen Derek before, just only heard him by name, this is him over here. You can give us a wave real quick.
Howdy, folks.
So Derek is kind enough to let us take a look at his place. He's got a lot of really cool stuff. We're gonna do just a little tour of everything he's got. In the background, of course, you can see his personal ride there, and we're gonna let him tell us a little bit about that, and then just check out everything. So he's got an awesome place over here. You'll see some of that in the background. We'll probably walk over there and kind of show what's going on over there, and then his shop and everything. So, all right, so Derek, if you can, just tell us a little bit about yourself. How you started with Odysseys, and just give us the nickel and dime tour here, and let's see what's going on with your place.
Yeah, I guess we're moving into the video world now. So Rob's been a good friend. We met years ago about Odysseys, and a little background on me. Those of you that have been in the Odyssey world for a long time probably know I'm an old racer. From back in 1983 is when I started actually racing, and I just fell in love with these machines. I wanted to race. Wasn't any good on a two-wheeler, but I was a wheel man on these Odysseys at the time. I won my first state championship in 1984, the California State Championship. Raced guys like Chris Wortman, and those of you that are in the NASCAR, I actually raced against Greg Allmendinger, whose son is AJ Allmendinger in the NASCAR series right now, and raced for the state championship, ended up getting that, and then I raced the nationals for a couple of years. Yeah, I mentioned that I raced against Chris Wortman, who's been a buddy of mine forever, from back in the early 80s, and after winning the state championship in 84, I had some good sponsorship and was able to race the nationals for 2 years. Raced a Mickey Thompson, but I got into, my kids started racing Odysseys. I've raced professionally. I raced cars and road raced for years too, but I never got away from the Odysseys, and it's something that I was involved with for years. And I worked with Triple E, Sarah and Ed at Triple E for years, and Randy at Odyssey Salvage. And we've always been able to work together and do what we can do to keep these machines alive. They're really cool. And this is my last machine. I had 3 of them. For those of you that play with the Odysseys, you know how popular they've become. And I've had people call me and ask me to sell my own personal machines because they know the quality and the parts that we put into them. Rob's got it nailed down. He has a new website that we have, is Oddball ORV, and a lot of the parts that we sell on there, he helped develop, and together to keep these machines alive. We have people that come as far as Oregon and Nevada, Las Vegas, all over California. We still do a little bit of work on machines, and back in the 90s, I bought up a lot of new old stock parts, and so I still have a lot of new old stock and used parts. We plan on doing a rally every year and just inviting the Odyssey enthusiasts to come down. And I've got a buddy of mine who was the crew chief on my race team that lives here locally, that works on these Odysseys, knows them inside now. I offer up my place. We got free camping here and everything else, and we're kind of centrally located. We're in Bakersfield, California, and we're out in the country.
What we're gonna do now is we're just gonna walk around the place, and he's gonna show us everything. So we'll probably head on over to the track, take a look at that real quick, try and get you guys excited about coming in here and playing with that sometime. I don't know if we'll do a fall event or schedule one for the spring, so stay tuned on that, but definitely we want to get a bunch of people out here and just have a great time, so stay tuned to that. All right, so we're over here at Derek's track here, checking it out, and really cool setup to have your own track and everything. So Derek, what can you tell us, like why did you have a track built here, and like what enjoyment have you gotten out of it?
Back in the day when we raced Odysseys, we raced flat track, TT tracks, flat tracks and ovals. And so I set this track up originally as a flat track for my kids to practice on. And I had other buddies that were still racing Odysseys, and I was working on a lot of Odysseys back then. And then my kids transitioned from Odysseys into dirt bikes, and we started racing dirt bikes. Two of my sons actually ended up winning the mini nationals down at Star West, if any of you guys know about that. And two of my kids were actually sponsored by Pro Circuit. And then we supported the kids in the local community that raced motocross and supercross out here. Now we set it up, I got my grandkids, we transitioned the track to tabletops and rollers, which allow Odysseys, it allows side-by-sides, motorcycles, and just come out here and have a lot of fun, you know, on this track. And it's set up on we got about 2.5 acres, maybe 2 acres of the track here. You can pull in here and set up. I actually got hookups in the back side of the shop.
All right, cool. With that, we're gonna start heading inside. We're gonna show you guys some of the all the fun stuff, all the goodies. And this is Derek has so many parts and whatnot. If you're looking for something, come on over to Oddball ORV, check out everything on the website. And if we don't have something listed, always just shoot us an email and ask us, like, hey, do you got XYZ? And chances are we got it. We're gonna show you where all that source is coming from. Derek, what do you got here? What's this first car?
Well, we talked a little bit about side-by-sides. This is the Yamaha YXZ that I bought with my grandson, and had a chance to trick this thing out. It's we've had a lot of fun with this, running around the course and stuff like that. Yes, it's not an Odyssey, that's for sure, but like most of us that have a passion for Odysseys, we have a need for speed, so we love to play with this stuff. The thing that's cool is the guys that grew up racing on dirt tracks. I transitioned to Bakersfield Speedway, which is a dirt track here, and raced there, and then I raced at Mesa Marin, which is an asphalt track. But guys that race dirt, it transitions really well into the asphalt. And so I was blessed enough, I got a couple of race cars here. Road racing to me is the most fun I've ever had. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love racing the Mickey Thompson series and off-road, but they always talk about ringers in NASCAR and people that they bring in to race road courses, because the people that grew up, most people like Carl Larson, a lot of guys that raced dirt track are some of the best asphalt racers around. And so I'll drive these cars on asphalt. I can slide these cars on asphalt just like I could on dirt. But I was sponsored by the National Guard at one point with Supercuts, and this car here that has the digital camo, blue and yellow, cool wrap we got on this car. We won 4 state championships with this car. And I got to race in a lot of the road courses here in California. Those you heard of Laguna Seca, Sears Point, Auto Club Speedway, Willow Springs, Buttonwillow, and stuff like that. And so this was my main car, and then over here we got of course, the red, white, and blue Camaro. These are both 3rd gen Camaros. The red, white, and blue Camaro was actually American Iron. And so the class that we raced, American Iron, a high-end class. I was racing against $180,000 Mustangs, and this car here, I had about 35,000 in it. Great class. This Camaro over here, I got the race that you can see on the windshield. It was the Camaro-Mustang challenge. It was all late model Camaros and Mustangs. And we used to go out and beat up on Mustangs all the time. And so had a lot of fun doing this. Working on Odysseys and selling parts and stuff like that actually helped fund my racing addiction. So that's a little bit about me. We can look around at the shop. Got a couple of lifted golf carts in here. You know,
He's holding out. There's one more car in here that we got to go check out.
Oh, yeah.
we got to get over in the right spot. Oh, you can kind of see it over there.
this is actually my show car. I love, if you guys can't tell already, I love Camaros, I love Odysseys, I love stuff that goes fast. This particular car here, chances are you've never even seen one. It's a 2014 Camaro Z28. It's my show car. It's the rarest Z28 that Chevy's ever made. They made about 480 of these in 2014. But this is all original. I'm the original owner on this. The car only has 230 miles on it, and we take it and show. It's been featured in a mother's polishing tent at Pismo Car Show a couple of years, and so quite a machine. It's incredible. It's got a 472 under the hood, and it's the most powerful normally aspirated motor that Chevy made at the time. So it's hard to believe, but this car is almost 10 years old.
This thing is so cool. I mean, it's just, I don't know if the camera does it justice, but it's so clean. It's just immaculate. So yeah, this is really cool. And again, here's the shop. I'll just kind of do a little pan around here. So when we do the rallies and stuff, this is what we do. We set up in the shop here. We got the Odysseys in here, and we got several bays, all the tools, and of course Derek's got all the parts and stuff. So when you come here for a rally, you can pull your machine right in here. Derek's got a guy that'll come in, and he's really good at wrenching on stuff, and we can get your machine worked on. And of course, you can come out, you can ride on the racetrack, and then there's miles and miles of trails and stuff you can bomb around with. So if and when we schedule another rally, you guys got to make sure you guys come out, because this is awesome. I mean, to have access to something like this is just unheard of. You know, like my personal shop, it's my garage. One of these days I dream to aspire to something like this. Maybe not with all the race cars, I could skip that part. But you know, this is just world class, having access to this. And Derek is so generous to be able to open it up to you guys like us that just want to come over here and have a good time with the Odysseys and stuff. So anyways, I think the next thing is we're gonna go check the inventory and stock and show you guys all what's here. So with that, we're gonna head right up there and go see what we got in there. And then I think there's some shipping containers. Hopefully we'll get to peek our head in there too real quick. So we're headed upstairs. We'll catch you up there. This is central command for everything Odyssey.
Rack over here, I mean, we've got new old stock parts from for 250s and 350s, and I do have some Pilot stuff in here. They have a brand new old stock foot tub for an FL 350. I got a bunch of KTM parts over there, the little KTM 50 parts. We got some of the wheels that we're selling, aluminum wheels in stock, you know, seals, gearbox parts, brake parts. I got cranks over here. We got air cleaners. I got clutches, starters. I have a few water-cooled heads left. Transmission cases. On here are aftermarket fenders that are made by Mayer. I got containers in there with a bunch of 3- and 4-wheel action magazines, dirt wheels and stuff from back in the 80s.
We got pistons and everything right over here. He's got everything you need for pistons if you need that. And of course, the plastics and the fenders and whatnot. This is just a special place for the Odyssey world, because you know, this stuff does not exist to this extent anywhere else. I mean, Derek has been such a huge benefit to the community for decades. Derek has just been, he's been a key figure in the community and keeping these things up running and stuff. And, you know, everybody who's got an Odyssey today, you know, Derek is a huge person to thank, because even if you're not buying parts through us, a lot of the stuff that's out there is because of his efforts and stuff. It's great to have someone with Derek's caliber and interest in this, because if he wasn't around, we would be in a world of hurt. We don't list everything that's on the website, or everything that Derek has. We don't put that all on the website, because some of it's just so specialized and there's only limited stock and stuff. So if you're looking for something in particular that's not on the website, shoot us a message on the contact form and say, hey, I'm looking for XYZ. And, you know, there's tons and tons of other stuff that we can pull from. It's probably going to be used. You know, the condition will let you know what the condition is and everything like that. And you can decide if that's something that's going to fulfill your needs or not. And we'll set it up so you can do the purchase, and Derek will get it shipped out to you.
It's a new old stock Pilot foot tub. Brand new old stock for a Pilot. So we got that.
Brand new.
That.
That is shiny.
Yeah, brand spanky.
That's going to be, is that the middle one?
This is part number. That's a rear fender.
A rear fender.
Rear, new old stock rear fender.
Brand new, never been touched before.
And I'm gonna get this to the other side. There you are.
These don't look that complex.
So we have to check part numbers. Yep, we have a right and left new old stock rear Pilot fender. So we got the rear fenders.
Okay.
So we're working on it.
That's a good start.
Steering wheel airbox. We have an airbox lid, a Pilot fuel filter, brake guard, the ignition switches for the steering wheel. We have the light cluster for the steering wheel. We have the shift boot. We have the glove box lid.
I didn't know there was a glove box on them.
Oh yeah. New old stock Honda drive belt, or a fuel pump. A brand new OEM. Look at that.
Wow.
Steering wheel cover. Cool stuff.
We're going to go inside the shipping container.
This is a treasure trove of used parts, man. It's kind of a mess. Pardon the, suspension, FL350 suspension parts. We've got some FL250 axles. We got an old school pipe hanging there. I've got a few motors and stuff over here. Pieces you can see, Pilot engine cases and some suspension parts. FL350 fuel tanks. I got some FL250 tires up here. Yeah, if you guys need any used stuff, I still have a lot of stuff. I'm getting low on wheels. Got piles of seats over there, and there's a big pile of FL350 seats. You know, those can be, our buddy Nick down there makes a seat cover that Rob sells on his website, man. Those seat covers are great. He makes them for the 350 and the 400. A seat train container and 40 years of collecting Odyssey parts, looks like.
This is so cool. There's so much stuff here. It's just crazy. Dirk, how many, if you wanted to build an Odyssey right now with everything you got here, like, could you build an Odyssey from what you got, like, complete?
Well, I probably a 350. Dennis Shaw came by at one of our rallies a while back with his trailer, and I donated a lot of frames and stuff to him because of his. For those of you who've seen his place, man, that guy's like got a museum of FL250 stuff, and so I donated a lot of frames and cages and stuff for him for his projects. But yeah, I could probably put a 350 together. But I don't have any more FL250 stuff. That's Dennis Shaw's the guy for that as far as frames and cage stuff. But I definitely, you guys can see I got tons of FL250 bottom ends, clutches, and all kinds of 250 stuff. That if you guys are interested in used stuff, I got heads and cylinders and bottom ends and all that stuff. Just a bunch of crazy stuff. So.
Wow. So, all right, that's really cool. So we're gonna head outside and kind of wrap this thing up. Hope you guys enjoyed all this. We're just gonna walk out here slow. I mean, this is just Odyssey having everything that you need. You know, it's here. And like I said, if you're looking for something in particular, and it's not on the website, just shoot us a message on the contact form, and we'll let you know what we can find. And it just depends on, there's going to be some stuff in really good condition, and there's going to be stuff in, that's been used and whatnot, but just depends on what you need, and, we'll try and get you the best part that we can. So with that, let's wrap outside and thank Derek for his time in showing his place off.
Stay tuned.